According to official Mexico government data, 500,000 souls have endured unspeakable torture of trying to suppress their gender identity or sexual orientation. Well, I am one of those vast multitude. When I was 15 years old, my parents took me to those places to cure something that was not a disease. They were manipulated, forced them to believe that they could cure me. The treatment I endured was nothing short of torture, deprivation of freedom and sleep. It was like living hell on earth. It was the worst nightmare I could ever dream or live. When I was 17 years old, I ran away from home because of the violence and discrimination. I will never forget that day. The only thing that I took from my home was my violin. A violin that my mother gave me when I was 12. I experienced finding refuge in the streets. In there, I learned a song of survival. I used to play my violin in the city subways and in the streets. And it was during this challenging time that I began my university journey. Living in the streets was something that changed my life completely. There, I met other people as myself, teenagers, that they were fleeing away from abusive homes, trying to seek a life away from violence. We shared our stories, and I was very shocked because it was like the same play, but with different characters on different locations. At that time, we didn't know what discrimination or human rights were. We used to normalize the violence. We believed that what happened to us was something that we deserved. So in no time, we became more than friends. We became a family. A chosen family that we had to form to survive the streets. Also, I will never forget the day I realized what discrimination do to my life. I used to labor for hours in the streets to gain a little bit of money to eat. So, obviously, before to get to my university. So one day, I was at my university, and I met a straight friend who invited me to his home. I said yes. The first step to come into his home, I started to cry. He has a wonderful apartment in front of the school. His parents helped him to rent that apartment. He only takes 5 minutes to go to classes. 5 minutes. And the reality hits me very hard. In that moment, I decided to battle discrimination. Because discrimination creates barriers for equality. Barriers that sentenced me into a life of a struggle. So I decided that no young soul should endure what I experienced. So I started to getting all my new family in the streets together, and I start to have a lot of meetup sessions on Sunday. We were a lot of kids and trying to support each other to survive the streets. In less than 2 months, we were more than 70, not 17, 70 people in there, building community. And of course, that was something that changed our lives. Yaaj México, which is the organization we create it from the streets with all our hearts. We transform the bad things that happen to us into a positive response, because that was our revenge. To be happy, because everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves a family. And overall, everybody deserves the same possibilities to be in the same places. In no time, our organization gained more tools and more tools. Well, now, Yaaj México, which Yaaj means love in Mayan language, tip. Our organization is considering one of the key organizations in our country, and I'm very happy and proud because of that. Thank you. We managed to ban conversion therapies into 16 of the 32 states in my country. Also, we put a law in a federal level at the Senate, with the parliamentaries, and they have approved that law 2 months ago. Now we are waiting the approval in the Federal Chamber of Deputies. Hope next month they can vote it and they can pass it. Also, we are working right now as an organization with the representatives. We are trying to amplify their voices, and we are drafting legislation together. We're more than like 300 volunteers in my organizations, all getting together with the same purpose, to build another world for the people who are coming, like the next generations. Our actual challenge is very important, and let me try to explain a little bit of context. In Mexico, we always say that we have 4 waves in the defense of our LGBT rights, community rights, or human rights of our community. The first wave was depenalization of homosexuality back in the 70s. The second wave was the fight and the struggles about HIV/AIDS. The third wave we had in our country was the fight for civil rights, like gay marriage or equal marriage, and also transgender identity, also ban conversion therapies. But now we have a very big challenge. In 2024, my country will celebrate the biggest elections in all the history. It is the first time that we have a lot of queer, lesbian, and bisexual openly community that are running in these elections, and they are going to be in the ballot. So, we have a huge challenge. We need to be in the decision-making tables. We need to be in that places that historically the society has denied to us. We need to claim those places. So we are like gathering together a lot of international response. 2 weeks ago, we managed to getting together all the deputies, the LGBT openly deputies in all our region in Mexico City to share stories, because I really believe that sharing stories, sharing best practices can fast track our learning. So this is the fight that we are doing right now. Well, my message is very easy. We all have in our hands the power to transform realities, the power to transform all the bad things into a positive response, the power to create community. Because the community saved my life. And we need to stand together against discrimination. And we need to stand together to tackle these barriers. We need to fight for the people that are coming, because we all deserve a better world, families, and also the right to be our true selves. Thank you very much.